Hi, I'm WinstonW here today for my first anime review. I'm gonna review the full season 4 of My Hero Academia. I have recorded 2 videos. One reviews episodes 1 to 14, which is the overall part of the story, and the second part, which is this one, is a review of the rest of the season, episode 15 to 25. Okay, let's get into it. So at the end of episode 14, Overhaul was captured and then dismembered by the League of Villains. Episode 15 starts with Gran Torino and the police tracking Kurogiri. They find him in a forest and Gran Torino manages to capture him quickly thanks to his quirk. But before they can take him away, a new character appears, Gento Makia. What the hell is that? He's a freaking giant. From All for One Worlds, he is supposed to be one of his most faithful servants, and is apparently extremely powerful. He is supposed to protect Tomura. Okay, I'm definitely curious about this new character. Is it his quirk that made him so big like that? Gran Torino and the police get their ass kicked pretty hard, and they have to leave the area. At the hospital, Deku checks on Togata and finds him trending on his bed. This guy is always motivated and optimistic. Harry is very rich and can go out for now. He hopes that Harry can help him get his power back, but whatever happens, he will still try to find a way to get back to normal. In the meantime, Bakugo and Todoroki try to get their provisional hero license, after the failure of the second phase of the last exam. Inasa and Kami are in the exact same situation, and they will have to cooperate in order to pass the test, which is to win the heart of a class of children with quirks. They ultimately succeed. That was quite funny, I have to admit it, but I don't have much to say about it. Meanwhile, All Might and Endeavor have a conversation about his retirement. Know that Endeavor is the new #1 hero, everyone is looking up to him, but they can't help but compare him to All Might. Endeavor is looking for advice about how he can be the new symbol of peace. The only answer All Might can provide him is to find his own way. I really like the design of Endeavor. In my opinion, he looks very stylish, and I truly hope to see him more in the show. It's October and the school is planning to launch a school festival at the end of the month. The second part of season 4 is definitely on a lighter note. They decide that they will take Eri to the show, so she forgets about the past and moves on. Gentle Criminal and La Brava, who decide to put their name down in history of villainy. The guy is also a YouTuber in the meantime. Deku, with the help of All Might, learns a new technique, using hair pressure by flicking one finger. It's basically like the first technique that Deku used for the first time, but he puts less power in his finger in order to not damage his body. He even gets gloves that allow him to control his power better. I like this new technique, it looks quite cool. It's like an attack from distance. The festival is in preparation and heavily overwatched. If anything bad happens, they will cancel the whole festival. When Deku is about to go to the show, he encounters Gentle Criminal and La Brava, about to disturb the festival. His performance starts in an hour, and nobody can help him. He has to take care of it all by himself. A perfect occasion to show his new technique. So convenient. The fight is quite interesting, even though the stake is only to save the festival from being cancelled. It's basically just a fight so Deku can experiment his new technique. And it's actually quite efficient. La Brava's quirk is Power Love, highly empowering the person she loves the most, Gentle Criminal. Gentle Criminal's quirk is Elasticity, that allows him to bestow the property of elasticity to anything he touches. It's a bit weird quirk, but it looks cool. They fight until Deku manages to beat him. We learn a bit more about his past. The guy is far away from being a real bad guy, he is basically a failed hero looking for fame and reputation. He admits his defeat and turns himself in, so he can protect La Brava. After all the failures, he manages to save someone, to be heroic. The couple was very cute, I appreciate the concept of a failed hero. Anyway, Deku manages to arrive just in time for the show, ready to make Eri happy. The concert made a strong impression on her, and Overhaul's shadow goes away from her heart. She smiled with the cutest smile in the whole world. Then it is time for the Hero Billboard chart, which is a very special one this year. All Might won't be on the chart. We discover a new interesting hero called Hawks. From what I understand, that guy is no joke. Basically, this hero has the fastest progress in the history of hero, climbing to number 2 pretty easily. His spirit is very different from Endeavor. He looks nice, cool and relaxed. I think they are about to have a great alchemy. It's already very funny. He can fly with his wings and control his feathers from distance. I want to see that in a real fight. Hawks thinks that without All Might, they have to play it differently. They have to cooperate together so they can overcome the villainy. They are especially worried about the remodeled Nomus. And speaking of the devil, at the end of the conversation, Darby sends a talking Nomu to attack them. Endeavor will fight it 1-1. It's the last episode of season 4. It's the last episode, therefore we can expect a fucking epic fight. And Jesus, I wasn't disappointed. It's one of my favorite battles. During the confrontation, Hawk supports Endeavor by saving the people still inside the building. At first, Endeavor restrains himself because he wants to capture the Nomu. I think he is my new favorite hero now. I love the set of techniques he has, looks so dope. High-Hand seems to possess several quirks, such as regeneration, flight, super strength, elastic body, and he can even produce other weaker Nomos. It is extremely powerful. Endeavor is wondering if it's not above him in terms of speed and strength. He uses several times what's called Flash Fist, Hell Spider. Looks like lasers that can cut anything, so dangerous. The last one is particularly impressive. It cuts an entire building into small pieces. Because of its highly efficient regeneration, High-Hand doesn't die. Fucking resistant. That's when it releases all the Nomus to attack people. Hawks uses his feathers as swords to deal with them. Looks dope. Understanding that he can't hold back for too long, he decides to use what looks like an ultimate technique, Proeminence Burn! But this Nomu is definitely smarter than the usual ones. It detaches its head from its body before it's entirely carbonized, and attacks him right after, wounding his body on his face. I thought he lost an eye at first. Endeavor is lying on the ground beaten. Everyone thinks it's over, there is no symbol of peace anymore. But Endeavor is the most stubborn guy on the planet. Rises up and keeps fighting. He tries to finish him by pushing his head directly with a fire fist, but it keeps resisting. Consequently, he decides to go high in the air with High-Hand so he can go all out. He uses a plus ultra permanence burn. Jesus, I had shivers while watching it. So epic, I loved it. Then they both crashes on the ground. Endeavor rises from the flames and puts his fist up in the air. He is the new symbol of peace. It's the beginning of a new era. It's start. I love the anime so bad now, the epicness of the chain. I will talk about what happened in his mind during the fight and why I think he will redeem himself later in the video, when I will talk about my favorite scene of Season 4 Part 2. We have one final moment with Deku dreaming about the old One for All honors. I have no idea what it means. Who is this guy with long white hair? Deku wakes up with some purple light on his hand. What is it? A new power? We will know more in Season 5, I guess. So my favorite moment is obviously Endeavor against High-Hand. This fight is off the chain. I especially appreciated the flashbacks on the inside reflection during the fight. It had a true powerful meaning. We get to see Rei Todoriki, the mother of Choto, and his older brother and sister. They talk about Endeavor and how he treated the family so badly. The mom thinks even after all these events, Endeavor still loves her. He has been bringing flowers to her bedroom in secret. There is a parallel between Endeavor's fight against High-Hand and his past. He is facing what he did. His whole family is watching him. Even with all the hate they have for him, they still want him to win. In this fight, Endeavor realizes that his obsession to surpass All Might destroyed his family. Because he was afraid to never surpass All Might, and he took it on his family that paid the price for his suffering. But it's over now. He will face his past and redeem himself. By killing the Nomu, he kills his hold on future bad version of him. All of his family, as much as they hated him, feel relief that he saved everyone. He is the new symbol of peace, the #1 hero. There are an obvious parallel between Endeavor All Might and Bakugo Deku. They are the two next rivals aiming for #1 hero. Don't really have any worse thing to point out. To me, the second part was less boring than the first. I rate this second part of season 4 9 out of 10. I liked it better, it was way more entertaining, especially because it focuses a bit more around Endeavor and Hawks, toward the end of the season of course, and the final fight was off the chain, so epic, I loved it. Can't wait to see what will happen next. I wonder if I should read the manga now. Before I wasn't really interested, it's getting more and more interesting in my opinion. I will review season 5 for sure, so stay tuned. Alright, that's all for me today. Leave a like, comment and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my music channel and to follow me on social media. You can also find me on pretty much all digital platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, and so on. All links in the description below. Stay tuned, see you next time!